Hi again, folks. Mike Brashears here with the Great Lakes and Southern Railroad. What I'm going to try to do here is a kind of a short video that's going to describe a little bit of how the Great Lakes and Southern gets operated, some of my paperwork and things that help the operator in their process of doing their jobs. What I've done is I've kind of created my own waybill system, and while I like car cards, I have probably a couple thousand cars, and it would take a lot of time to make up a lot of the car cards, which I intend to do, but I came up with this little simpler approach. And so what I'm going to do here is get one of my waybills out and let you have a look at this. As you can kind of see on my waybill, what I've got is kind of the typical things that you'd find on car cards. Road name, car number, type, color, visual description if I have a slogan or something on the car that helps you to find it. Then I kind of put in the service, so I've got Coke on this car. As you come down here to my car movements, my via line is more or less my routing line. You can see the top one is has been marked off, so that move has been made. But with my via Norfolk and Western and Great Lakes and Southern, and then you'll see in parentheses BL-2, which it correlates to a yard track in Averyville Yard. The B stands for my B yard, and the L stands for long track number 2. And this is where I build up trains for Collier Yard, which Keystone Steel and Wire, which is a major industry, and then there's a few satellite industries over there. Then it says to Keystone Mid-Mill, and then spot at charging track number 2. But currently we're ready to go on another run with this car to via GL&S. It's been assigned to track B4, and this is going to ADM, and it's going to be spotted on the coal track. What I've built here is basically it's a dry erase board, and I've mounted a bolt in the top of this, and then I've taken some extruded aluminum. It's in a Z shape, and so I've made a slot and then kind of bent the edge up. There's a little bit of a hook that will keep my board from inadvertently falling off and destroying a bunch of the trains. But the beauty is you can swivel these. But here you can see these are the track assignments in my B yard. I have 4 arrival departure tracks. Long 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then city yard is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these tracks are tracks that I build my various switch jobs on. I have have these at most all of the yards, and a yard also has tracks that are also used for building my switch jobs. I've done a lot of reconfiguration on my yards in the last year or so, so things are constantly changing. There you can see my B yard board I went ahead and hung it back up. The light kind of caused a little bit too much glare, so I've got it turned off. But it's quite useful. You could just glance up to see where and what's assigned to what track. And then again with my waybills, it tells the operator exactly what track that car needs to go on when he's doing his classifications. What I have here next is it's more or less my job sheet or my job description that I give to operators for the various jobs. You can see this is a Great Lakes and Southern job, Green Bay port caller. And we'll open this up. I don't have fingernails. I tend to chew them all off, so wife says I'm always nervous. But inside you have a description of the job. It's fairly brief. For the Green Bay port caller, this job runs from Peoria's Averyville yard to Green Bay, staying staging yard number 1. I have 2 staging yards. You run north, counterclockwise. Call Averyville Yardmaster for permission and instructions to get onto train and depart. Then over here is kind of my homemade train clearance. This train actually was intended to depart from St. Louis, which would be in staging, direction north. Would arrive at Averyville at Bridge Street, where he would call the yardmaster for instructions. Picks up cars on the main. Departs Averyville north and arrives in Green Bay. Then I usually have some sticky notes which for the most part will give some instruction as to what cars are exchanged. So that pretty much concludes kind of my introduction to how trains get moved around. And my next video hopefully is going to be an actual switch job, which I have a friend that's going to come over so we can kind of coordinate this to be filmed, and hope to see you then. Thanks.